Alright guys, welcome back to this learning module. Now that we have identified what are the main courses that our participants could be interested in, and also the drinks that our participants would order, we will take a look at their purchasing behavior and also their purchasing power, right? Now this will be the key factor, the wow factor that we're going to apply on top of the rest of the chart here, okay? We're going to create a scatter plot to see which quadrant did our customer falls within, okay? So right now, we are going to right mouse click, create a new sheet object, and we're going to create a chart. Next, we will select the scatter chart, okay? Let's hit on next. Now the dimension we're going to use in this chart is the ID dimension, okay? Now let's hit on next. And in this expressions window, let's check on the advanced mode so that we can define our own expressions by clicking on the expansion button here, okay? We're gonna change this field to sum of the price per meal, okay? Because we're gonna look at the purchasing power for each of the gender, okay? Now for the table here, we're gonna say sum of our calories. So this is to identify whether the male or female participants would actually purchase by controlling themselves within a specific range of calorie, okay? Now let's hit on finish. And right now we can see our scatter plot here. Let's resize our scatter plot in a bit. Okay. Okay, now that we have our scatter chart here, do you notice anything that is different with what I have done in all the previous lessons? Yep, I missed up a step to actually add in the set analysis to tell ClickView that we're only interested in all the observation that is related to male participants, right? So we're gonna right mouse click and go to the properties, and in the expression tab here, we're gonna add in the set analysis, and let's add in gender mat equal to male, okay? And now let's copy this set analysis here, and we're gonna paste it into our sum of calories here, okay? I missed out a curly bracket here, okay? And now let's hit on apply, and let's hit on OK. And right now we can see that for all the male participants, they are actually residing in a higher calorie groups, right? And let's take a look at the price here. Okay, most of our male participants will spend their money in a much more heavier calorie categories. But when we take a look at the scatter plot on the bottom right, this is actually the group which is cost higher price, but in a much more lesser calorie groupings. It might be because the food that is categorized in this quadrant here most likely are the healthy foods, which might result in a lower calorie but in a much more higher pricing, right? Now let's copy this chart here and let's copy it to the female section, okay? And right now we're gonna change this set analysis from male to female. Okay, let's copy this and we paste it over to the next expression. Okay, let's hit on apply. And now let's take a look here. This is a very interesting chart that has been populated, right? So what we can see here is none of the females actually interested in a much more lower pricing food with lower calories, right? So we can see for the female, they are actually has a much more spending power if we compare with the one we have with the male section, right? So the females are actually more willing to pay more money for a much more healthier food. If you take a look at this quadrant here is actually the food where it is much more expensive but has a lower calories, right? But the key insight in this chart here is, take a look at this. All our female participants might just pay to what they want to eat, right? Take a look at this. And females are not actually interested in food that is in a much more lower quadrants, right? So with these two charts here, we can decide who are the target audience that we are going to target. It's the females, right? Because the price does not affect on their purchasing decisions, right? So we want to target customer that can pay a much more higher price. And of course, the food must be served in the correct amount in terms of quantity and in terms of quality, so that we can actually have all our customers to be revisiting our restaurant again and again, right? And yep, that's all about the lesson for today. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and I can't wait to see you in the next module. Thanks and bye bye.